Fashion, sense of style, refinement, professionalism, intuition. I would add a good sense of humor. This is everything about my today's guest. And in general, I don't overestimate. This is Kazakh Life Sen with Bayan Maksatkyzy, and the next 25 minutes will be about life, fashion, and style.
О жизни, о моде и о стиле.
Dinara Satzhan is the TV presenter who was one of the first to believe in Kazakhstani designers. As a fashion producer, she introduced such brands as Aida Kaumenova, Baykuchukov and Bibisara to the general public. Today, Dinara is the owner of her own brand, DS, which produces women's and men's sports suits, sweatshirts, vests, and much more. The founder of the brand checks the quality of the products by wearing the clothes she produces and believes that the main thing in the clothes is an idea. Here she is. She just landed in the airport from Nur-Sultan. Yes, from Nur-Sultan. The first thing I want to stress is that most of my guests acquired this craft by the time, and others inherited from early childhood. You, in my opinion, became a designer gradually, consistently. After all, your astrological sign is Virgo. Yes, you realized everything systematically, step by step. Yes, a beautiful girl who dreamed about working on TV, and you achieved it. Then you left TV industry. Afterwards, you became a freelancer. Fashion producer, and after you have been producer for many of our designers, you become a designer yourself.
Ты становишься сама дизайнером.
Well, I don't consider myself a designer. I consider myself probably the owner of the Dinara Satzhan brand. Everything happened 9 years ago, when I first fell in love with clothes made in Kazakhstan by our friend, talented designer Aida Kaumenova. I also worked on television for many years like you, and of course I always needed a beautiful suit. As you know, I worked as a news presenter. Therefore, I needed to wear classic suits. I had many of them and of different style and colors, such as gray, black, and pink. And I wanted to wear designer suits. I ordered clothes in the atelier. I looked for different suits in different stores. When I met Aida, I fell in love with her beautiful clothes. I decided that this business should be definitely promoted. That is, I first opened a showroom of the Kazakhstani designer in Nur-Sultan. I performed absolutely all kinds of jobs there. I sold clothes, promoted them in the social networks, and everywhere. I wore her suits on the TV, and I accepted orders. I kept saying proudly that these clothes were made in Kazakhstan. They're designed by the Kazakh women. There are designers with whom I work constantly, such as Aida Kaumenova, Baykuchukov and Bibisara. I revealed a lot of new talented persons in my showroom. You know, I want to give an advice for young designers. A lot of designers are afraid of selling their own clothes in the shopping centers because of high rent. Well, you introduce your brand to the people, and they get to know about you. You need to be sold in the coolest shopping centers with the largest rent, but which is highly populated. That is, do not be afraid of large expenses, be afraid of small incomes. Therefore, I constantly took risks. I revealed new names, invested money in new designers. In general, I like to search for talented people, invest money in their promotion. Therefore, I always promote people. In 2017, I decided to open my own brand. The reason is that there were a lot of new designers that I revealed and with whom I had to part. I remember one day I got so angry that I said, finally, I will open my own brand, and many young designers will work under this brand. Well, for example, the designer Karl Lagerfeld worked for Christian Dior's house, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, or Chanel. Yes, for House Chanel. I can confuse. Nevertheless, Lagerfeld was a great designer. He always had his own line. Fashion houses always invite some top designers. You are saying the opposite words now. I will not invite the top designers. I will not make them a star. They will work for me. The fashion market in our country has been actively developing in the last 15 years. The progress is obvious. There are so many designers, and today it's fashionable to be a designer. The only thing everyone does is that they call themselves designers, participate in shows, and demonstrate a capsule collection. I believe that if you want to be sold across Kazakhstan, then go abroad. Designers should have production here. This is the first. And secondly, designers should have professional approach. That is, there must be first an idea, then a concept, and then its realization. Designers should have a plan. And so when we created our first collection with Bayan Maksatkyzy, we dedicated it to the 19th anniversary of the birth of Rosa Baglanova. That is, we drew prints for 6 months, we made sketches, we designed beautiful prints, clothes from silk and wool. We have sewed a collection of different textures, and we presented our collection. We have sewed a collection of different textures, and we presented our collection at the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. How do you assess your work? I like it. Was your first collection sold out? In general, what are indicators of a good designer, good work? Do sales indicate professionalism? You know, I realize that there is a fierce competition on the market now. We need to compete not only with well-known brands there, we need to compete with Zara, with the Turkish mass market, as well as with Chinese mass market. The clothing market is overfilled. There are not so many people to wear all these clothes. Moreover, the trend of conscious consumption is developing actively. It's when a person does not buy 500 t-shirts. He buys one quality piece of clothing made of natural fabric. That is, presently we witness another trend. This means that Kazakhstani designers also compete, but not even with each other. They compete with everybody, with the whole world, yes. For my collections, I prefer to produce one concept that will be sold throughout the year. The first collection was made in honor of Rosa Baglanova. The second collection is called Baykuchukov. We showcased the last collection in Paris. I looked at my collection and thought, why did we come up with this? We have suits featuring space theme. You know those cardigans with a rocket? I think, in my opinion, this is not for Paris at all. But the idea was to tell about our country. That is, in France, I was thinking over my presentation of the collection. What is it about? And when I was wearing the cardigan on the backstage, people asked me, is that an image of a rocket on your cardigan? I asked if they knew the cosmonaut Gagarin, if they knew how he flew into space. I told them that the cosmonaut flew from Baikonur Cosmodrome, which is located in Kazakhstan. Actually, it's given for rent now, but in general, this is the territory of Kazakhstan. This is our land. Baikonur is located in Kazakhstan. And what was wrong in your collections, which were presented in Paris? You know, the most important thing when creating a collection is not to be ahead of time. When you are far ahead of time, that is, ahead of some trends, let's say the audience has not yet accepted it and the collection is not successful. However, according to Lagerfeld, the designer is the person who must foresee the future, the profession of the future. He should foresee, or you have gone so far. There is a concept, see now, buy now. That is, there are catwalk shows where clothes are available to buy instantly rather than months later. This concept means cutting out the usual 6 months delay in delivering a runway collection to stores. For example, the collection was showcased and the next day we can buy these clothes in the showroom. Previously, people waited for 6 months, but now people want to buy clothes right away, and you should be ready to provide the service. It took us probably about half a year to design Baikonur collection, which has finalized our cardigan, and so far we have knitted and sold 2,000 cardigans. That is, we still need clothes. This was popular in the 80s, but it's already 2019 and we still knit clothes. That is, what was wrong for Paris, but absolutely right for Kazakhstan. Am I right? Yes, all cardigans that I showcased in Paris were sold out in the same place, because I explained it's designed to customers. That is, there must be a storytelling. Now it's very important to explain what this clothing is for. For example, you are now sitting in my knitted suit. Yes, I'm sitting in your knitted suit, but I got tired of sitting. Let's go further. Okay, take your coffee. Is it of good quality? Consists of 85% from cotton, there are 10% of silk, and 5% of elastane, so that the knees do not stretch. What did you design, and what did designer design? Here, these 3 stripes. 3 stripes, first you see the creases. Did you design this suit? Yes, I designed it jointly with designers. How did you explain that you wanted a sport suit? I said that I wanted narrow pants. That is, I love when clothes have feminine silhouette. Here there are usual tracksuits. There are straight trousers like on man's suit. Here they are narrowed. This is the first. And secondly, I like knitted clothes because they are more comfortable than lining leather. And I like that there is a piece of perforated fabric. This means that the suit is breathable.
сделать такую сеточку, то есть костюм дышит, да?
Yes, I see it. You feel it's light and breathable. When seeing it closer, it turns out that it's quite an unusual suit. It's not simple. In addition, it's a complex knitting technology. There are creases. We could design a suit without creases, but it would be boring. The problem in tracksuits, especially knitted ones, when I find the knees are abnormally bagging out. That is, you sit once and the whole view of the suit worsens. Therefore, elastane should be added so that the knees do not stretch. In addition, there is an elastic band that emphasizes our thinnest part of every woman, and we added color. We make it of such colors so that the suit is not boring. And of course, I always emphasize that this is Kazakhstan brand by Dinara Satzhan.
Сказала, что это казахстанский бренд Dinara Satzhan.
This, by the way, is the bomber from our Rosa Baglanova collection. It's also produced in gray color. This is a print of Rosa Tajabayevna, which features her favorite flowers, peonies, and roses. We produce clothes with such a print. It's of good quality and pure cotton.
Хлопок стопроцентный. Это мужской.
This is a man's suit.
Вот еще этот капюшон.
Let me get you this hood here. It's worn by many of our famous men. They really like this suit. First of all, there is a really nice cut of trousers. I think this is for small men. Well, yes, this is the size S. The suit which you are wearing now, you will also wear with pleasure for a long time, especially in flights, and I have 3 such suits. And before I sell something, I try to wear it myself. It's very important to me. For example, I've boiled the ribbon in boiling water because I was worried that I sew these tracksuits in a huge amount. I don't want all these costumes to be returned to the store because of the inscription gets damaged. After washing. Yes, after washing. Can you imagine that will cause huge expenses? I could not risk it. Therefore, I had to just boil this ribbon in boiling water so that to understand how it will react to being washed. Can the suit be washed in the machine? Yes, it can be washed in any mode. It will not lose its quality. Even at 90 degrees, even at 150 degrees. When you enter the fashion industry market, you should propose creative clothes. This year at Kazakhstan Fashion Week, I presented collaboration with a Georgian designer, Tikuni Buridze. And we thought for a long time what kind of interesting piece of clothing we can create. I told Tiko, we should have an idea. Let's dedicate the collection to the Kazakh tulips. Unfortunately, people do not know that Kazakhstan is the birthplace of such beautiful flowers. But thanks to our collection, which featured the print of tulips, everyone knows about it now. This vest was produced only in a single item. This is all handmade. It's all embroidered. Everything is cut by hand. Here is a velour of a very high quality. You can even see that this is a royal velvet. I think we should try to put on such a vest.
Его ведь еще уметь надо.
It's a complex, yes, but these are designers' clothes. I especially advise all our viewers to buy catwalk collections. When the designer is preparing for the show, he tries to do something astonishing. That's why I try to buy everything from Kazakhstani designers right after the show, because it's always something unusual and exciting. Here is a vest from a catwalk collection. Is it gorgeous?
Он у нас с подиумной коллекцией. Шикарный?
Yes, it's gorgeous. It can be combined with a dress with jeans and pants. Here you can see the waist and everything is embroidered by hand. This year I produced such cool caps because this is a world trend. And these caps were invented in Ukraine.
В Украине, наверное,
probably a few centuries ago. And we just produced them at Almaty factory. And I really like the style. And here, for example, it's a genuine Chanel fabric. You can continue. We're moving to the mood board. So that to show our viewers your inspiration sources. Are you inspired alone or jointly with your designers? How does this happen? Just recently, I watched the story of Lagerfeld, and he said that all his collections came to him in his dreams. He slept and didn't waste time for long thinking over collection designs. He fell asleep and had a dream about his designs of clothes. He saw his collections in dreams to the smallest details, to the texture, to accessories, and so on. And then he woke up, made sketches immediately. I honestly envy people who have dreams where they see paintings or collections.
Или, может быть, картины, да, в основном.
In general, artists see their inspirations in a dream because I interviewed many artists, asked how they came up with a definite idea. They answered that they had a dream. I'm still a journalist and I get or draw more inspiration from information.
Информации. И мне кажется, что для того, чтобы...
It seems to me that in order young designers or those who want to be a designer doing something very popular and at the same time high quality and fashionable, you can still start with an idea.
И востребованное нужно все-таки сначала...
Young designers should have an idea.
И вот здесь у нас коллекция...
And there is a collection of Rosa Baglanova. There is an interesting print. There is a print of tulips which grow in Kazakhstan. Here I produced a collection of such business waistcoats. These are our sports clothes. I tried to make such an interesting cardigan. This is not a nice cardigan. You know, it's very important for me, as for a businesswoman, the collection is successful and sold out. Of course, I can make our famous people to wear all my collections, but it's not the fact that it will be successful. The collection should be really situational. It must be successful. What's wrong with this cardigan? I don't know, it seems to have been knitted so perfectly. It's a short cardigan with 2 pockets, but something is wrong. I don't know why. Everything else is successful as a rule. And so I made a collection for plus-size women, and it was also very successful. You know, unfortunately, designers in Kazakhstan don't design collections for plus-size women. I did it only once because I do not quite understand what they need. This niche, by the way, absolutely isn't developed. And why am I actively engaged with sports line? I produce sportswear because this industry is also not developed and needs to be studied. Before entering the market, you need to study it. There is no need to produce the dress similar to Aida Kaumenova, but you need to do something your own and see, study the market, what is new to the market. There are no tracksuits in the market right now? Yes, there are no tracksuits on the market, so I'm engaged with knitting tracksuits. We move on to our famous table where you will have to create with your own hands.
Своими собственными руками.
Dinara, are you doing this for the first time in your life, or are you really doing this often? I do this very rarely, but I like to embroider. I generally like the process itself. It seems to me that it's always exciting to have handmade clothes. Handmade clothes are always highly evaluated, because it seems to me when a person does something by hand, you always feel its energy. So in order for our sweatshirts to be popular and meet the needs of women, sometimes I embroider like this. Here we can beautifully embroider a rose, so that it looks unusual and stylish. And what do you like? In general, you produced a lot of programs, which designers surprised you, inspired you. What did you like? By the way, Dinara, this was my question for you. Really? In general, I ask this question from everyone. Who are your favorite 3 designers? Whom do you respect and who sets an example for you? Except Aida Kaumenova.
И что-то берешь для себя, пример ставишь и так далее.
I can't ignore her because every month I order something from Aida Kaumenova. It's true and it's fact.
Что-то заказываю у Аиды. Это правда и это факт.
Also, I like Baykuchukov because he always sews a dress with a beautiful corset that emphasizes women's curves. Don't divert your attention from the work. His dresses emphasize chest, waist, hips, and general women beautiful curves. As about other Kazakh designers, I like the Kazakh Republic because today their t-shirts cost 5,000 tenge and they're of a very high quality. I'll start embroidering myself now. Let me try it. Try it, right here. Something beautiful is necessary. My grandmother was a creative woman. Really? Yes. Was she a tailor? Yes. She worked in the atelier for the whole life.
В ателье.
So we can embroider for a long time. Our task is to embroider the rose so that it fits the garment. We have to obtain the 3D effect rose as if it's a live flower. Well, we can do another one. Yes, we can embroider a line of white pearls and then red one. Well, it's clear that this will be a handmade piece, that it will be unusual. The little embroidered rose will help you achieve a nice look and you can really do it at home, absolutely for free. And I can say this is my original designer's decision. I did it. Why not? Yes, by the way, you can buy any sweatshirt, any brand, purchase beads and completely embroider it. In the Soviet times, our mothers did just this way. Yes. Our mothers and you also sew like this. Well, we finished. Okay, we can show now that this handmade work is expensive because it takes a long time because it's a painstaking work. You see, we sewed a total of 10 rhinestones, 10 beads, and it took 10 minutes. Imagine how much it will take if we embroider the whole rows. Can you imagine when the dress is completely embroidered with beads or maybe with Swarovski crystals and Swarovski stones? It takes a very long time. Here it will be possible, by the way, to embroider a logo, DS with a black pearl, for example. Can you imagine? It would be great. And so we create them this way. I come to my production place, our laboratory. I call it the laboratory because we always think of something there. And we sit and create new ideas, get inspiration, discuss all the details. Let's do it like this, for example. Dinara, now what I put on probably will look different on the model because, well, almost all designers see their clothes on professional models who are tall, slim, and everything is different there. Let's take a look now, and you can lovingly describe your masterpieces again.
Наглядно, и ты можешь с любовью описать еще раз свое творение.
Now the model is wearing a dress from my business collection and a vest from our collaboration with a Georgian designer Tikoni Beridze.
С грузинским дизайнером Тикони Беридзе. Платье вроде бы
The dress seems to be simple, but there is a very correct cut. I like this dress myself. I keep wearing them often.
в коллекции, мне кажется, обязательно должна быть высокая талия.
That is, I love the business collections. It seems to me that there must be a high waist, then the legs immediately look slim. In addition, we close our shoulders a little, so we can wear this dress with a jacket. There can be some kind of blouse over it. It seems to me that all the girls who work have this dress in their wardrobe.
Нужно всем девушкам, кто работает.
And you can take off your vest and just show the dress. Pay attention to cut. By the way, there is a rather complicated cut. Yes, it's a complicated cut here. Very good undercut. If you noticed, all the internal seams can be seen. They're all well sewn. It seems to me that there is a very interesting cut. I wear it myself. Everything I wear, I appreciate its quality and its cost. For example, we sew the dress and sell it for 45,000 tenge. I wear it and I know how much the fabric costs, how much it costs to sew this dress. I think in general this dress could be more expensive to sell. I love to wear these dresses. For example, the dress by Roland Mouret cost 500,000 tenge. Such a dress costs 45,000 tenge. I now wear it and I understand that it's no worse than Roland Mouret's dress, and the fabric here is also good.
Ткань здесь тоже хорошая.
Really? The quality is not worse. Turn around.
Повернитесь.
Here you are. Yes, this dress is again from business collection. They look similar. It's from the same collection and of the same pattern. Here is a jacket, also from our business collection. Are you clothes-oriented for the capital consumer? No, absolutely no. In Kazakhstan, a business collection is not so popular in Almaty. People love more casual outfits there. Well, you know, I will still focus on myself. What I can't find in other stores, neither in Nur-Sultan nor in Almaty or abroad, for example, of course someone can find dresses from business collections there again, like Roland Mouret or Victoria Beckham, but they're expensive. I love what I need myself. I love business style, and I have a lot of clothes from business style collections. For example, I'm wearing a suit, which is from new collection. We have started to sew these costumes 2 weeks ago, and I really like it. Maybe you will demonstrate it. I will look at it. Okay. I like the business style, but at the same time, it should be feminine. Therefore, it seems to me that this suit represents all beautiful features. I think this costume reflects my character. I say such a business style, but at the same time, it's feminine.
То есть я вроде такая бизнес, но при этом...
There are ruffles, and you even can joke with me. Now we will have the traditional part. Take a photo with Bayan to remember this moment.
Баян на память.
Thank you, Dinara, for an interesting conversation. I can wait until we all go to some restaurant and have a lunch or dinner. Yes, and then you will fly to Nur-Sultan to continue to create your collections. Well, dear viewers, I want to remind you to follow the fashion and stay loyal to your own style. Bye. Wear clothes made in Kazakhstan.